Good afternoon, Cavaliers fans, and welcome to tonight's last home game of the 2024 season. Tonight's game will be against the Charlottesville Tom Sox. They come into tonight's game with a 26-12 record, and they are on a 2-game losing streak, as well as 6-4 in their last 10. The last game that they played was last night against the Covington Lumberjacks, which they lost 6-2. And the previous 3 games before that, they have lost to the Cavaliers 6-5 on Thursday. They defeated the Lumberjacks 2-1 on Friday, and they lost to the Cavaliers 15-11 on Saturday. Their next game will be tomorrow night, as that will be their last game of the regular season as they host the Harrisonburg Turks. Some of their stats for the game, or for their team, are the batting averages. Leaders will be Wallace with a 367 average. That will be Colby Wallace for them. Number 2 on the average leader list will be Ryan Wynn with a 347 average. And coming in at number 3 with a 333 average is Brookins. And coming in 4th with the average of a 308 is Robbie Levy. Now on to the home run leaders. It'll be Levy with 5 home runs. Then it'll be Cooper Blauser with 2 home runs. And then there will be at least a two-way tie with 1 home run being Isaac Vanderwood and Colby Wallace. Onto the RBI total leaders, as well as leading the home run total is also Robbie Levy with 22 RBIs. In second place will be Ryan Wynn with 20 RBIs. In third place, it will be Ethan Gibson with 17 RBIs. And in fourth place, it is Colby Wallace with 16 RBIs. Now on to the pitching leaders for the Charlottesville Tom Sox. With 4 wins, a two-way tie of 4 wins, it will be Brett Gassman with 4, as well as Trevor Bouton with 4. And in a tie with both of them having 3 wins so far, tonight's starting pitcher for the Charlottesville Tom Sox, Chase Stryker, and Bobby Olson with 3 wins as well. The leader for strikeouts for the Tom Sox is another tie for first place, being Stryker with 25 strikeouts. James Hayes also with 25 strikeouts. Olson will have 24 strikeouts, and Bouton has 23. Now on to the ERA leaders for the Tom Sox. In first place, it will be Ryan Hanks with a 0 ERA. Then in second place, it will be Bobby Olson with a 1.42 ERA. In third place, Daniel Powell with a 1.65 ERA. And rounding out the leaders will be Chase Stryker with a 1.85 ERA. Now on to some team stats for the Charlottesville Tom Sox. They are sitting at a team average of 274 with 1,213 at-bats, with 287 runs, 332 hits, 64 doubles, 11 triples, and 24 home runs, as well as 236 RBIs, 245 walks, and 309 strikeouts. The pitching stats for the Tom Sox are 313 innings with 257 hits allowed, 176 runs, 135 of them earned, 177 walks, 325 strikeouts, and a 388 ERA. So on to tonight's pitcher for the Charlottesville Tom Sox. As I stated earlier, it is Chase Straker. He comes into this game with a 3-1 record with a 1.84 ERA. 9 games. He has appeared in 9 games, started 2 with 24 and a third innings pitched. He has struck out 25 batters, walked 7, and has given up 22 hits. He is a 6-foot righty-righty sophomore from Summerville, South Carolina, and attends Coastal Carolina. So we will go into the lineup for the Charlottesville Tom Sox. It will start with the shortstop for tonight's game, number 31, Ethan Gibson. He comes from Abingdon, Virginia. He's 6 foot, weighs 190 pounds, righty-righty sophomore out of Virginia Tech. The number 2 hitter will be number 2, Ryan Wynn, out of Douglasville, Georgia. He is 6 foot, 190, a righty-righty sophomore out of Wolford College. He will be tonight's second baseman. The number 3 hitter will be number 30, Robbie Levy, who will be tonight's catcher. He is out of Oakton, Virginia. He is 6 foot, 200 pounds, bats left-handed but throws right-handed. He is also a sophomore out of George Washington University. The number 4 hitter for the Tom Sox will be number 24, Colby Wallace, tonight's DH, out of Biscoe, North Carolina. He is 6 foot 2, 215 pounds, righty-righty, sophomore out of East Carolina University. The number 5 hitter is number 35, Caden Ferraro, tonight's first baseman. He is from Pearland, Texas. He is a 6'3", 215-pound lefty sophomore out of Blinn College. The number 6 hitter for tonight is number 15, Cooper Blauser, who will be tonight's third baseman for the Tom Sox. He comes from Johns Creek, Georgia. He is 6 foot 1, 187, righty-righty junior out of Jacksonville State University. The number 7 hitter for tonight's game is number 3, Nick Parham, the right fielder. He comes out of Asheville, North Carolina, 6 foot 190, bats lefty, throws right-handed, and is a sophomore as well out of East Carolina University. The number 8 hitter will be number 33, Nathan Fink, the left fielder for tonight's game. He comes from Charlottesville, Virginia, 6'4", 225, righty-righty junior out of Florida Southwestern State. And the number 9 hitter is number 28, Dean Mijos, who will be the starting center fielder. He comes out of Chester Springs, Pennsylvania, a 5'9", 165 righty-righty junior out of Coastal Carolina. Now, I will have a brief pause, and as was stated yesterday, yesterday during the game, it will be a lot different for tonight's game. There will not be any ads. There won't be any crowd noise, as it being the last game and Cameron not being here, and I am stepping in for him. I do not have that technology and knowledge to be able to do all the amazing things that Cameron is able to put on for us. So he is surely very missed here tonight with his technology abilities as well as his commentating abilities. So I will try my best with what I am able to do tonight. So just give me about 20 seconds to get myself situated with the Culpeper staff stats and lineup, and I will try and get that to you as quick as possible. All right, for tonight's Culpeper Cavaliers starting lineup, I know I started with the Charlottesville Tom Sox stats here, but with the game seeming that it will be starting here fairly soon and trying to get this last game in with potential weather coming in, knock on wood that won't happen, I'm going to go into the lineup while we are first, and then if I have time before the start of the game, I will go into the Cavaliers stats. But for some information, the Cavaliers are 19-19 with which is 7 games back, which they are in third place currently. They are on a 2-game winning streak and are 8-2 in the last 10. So tonight's starting pitcher is Benji Tucker. He is out of Milton, Georgia, a 6'1", 205-pound righty junior from Mercer University. The lineup for tonight's game will be the number 1 hitter, our center fielder, number 8, Blagan Pato. He comes from Haymarket, Virginia, a 5'10", 185 righty sophomore out of Coastal Carolina. The number 2 hitter will be our second baseman, number 2, Kazuya Jordan. He is from Fredericksburg, Virginia, a 5'9", 160-pound righty junior out of Virginia Military Institute. The number 3 hitter, which will be tonight's DH, number 32, Bryce Demery. He comes from Zion Crossroads, Virginia, a 6'4", 225 right-handed batter, left-handed thrower, senior out of Lynchburg University. The number 4 hitter for tonight's game, the first baseman, number 17, John Howard, out of Kinston, North Carolina. He is a 6'3", 215 righty sophomore out of Mount Olive College. Number 5 hitter for tonight's game will be the left fielder, number 24, Gabriel Larry, out of Bossier City, Louisiana. He is 6'1", 205-pound righty junior out of Mississippi State University. The number 6 hitter will be the shortstop for tonight's game, number 0, Ryan Krapel. He comes from Poway, California, 6', 185, bats lefty, throws righty, sophomore from Arizona State University. The number 7 hitter for tonight's game will be the right fielder, number 40, Jackson Ruszewski. He comes from Marion, Connecticut, a 5'10", 215 righty sophomore from North Carolina Chapel Hill. The number 8 hitter for tonight's game will be the catcher, number 48, Ryan Peterson. He comes from Virginia Beach, Virginia. He's 6 foot, 205 pounds, bats left-handed, throws right-handed, a senior of Virginia Military Institute. And the number 9 hitter, who I believe is making his debut. Yes, I know I'm saying debut, but with it being the last home game and the second to last game for the Cavaliers, But with a lot of students, with a lot of players going back to school or getting ready to go back to school, this is a very fluid time for all the Valley League teams. So it'll be the third baseman, Christian Rena, a righty-righty, 5'9", 180-pound junior out of Messiah College. He is from Fredericksburg, Virginia. And I have said this just in time for the playing of tonight's national anthem. Unfortunately, with no mic out there, I will not be able to let you guys hear this, so we will take a quick pause. All right, while we have a quick moment to try and get some stats here, I will start off with tonight's starting pitcher for the Cavaliers, Benji Tucker. He comes from Milton, Georgia. He is a 6'1", righty-righty, 205-pound junior out of Mercer University. He comes into tonight's game with a 1-2 record, a 7.14 ERA. He has started 3 games but appeared in a total of 9 games, has thrown 22 2/3 innings with 14 strikeouts, 13 walks, and 26 hits. We will get into some statistics now for the Cavaliers. As I said before, I needed to start with the lineup and not the statistics. We'll have a lot more time in between innings for us to be able to get the information to you if I am not able to do that now. I will try my best at the moment to get as much information into you, both with the Cavaliers stats and leaders, as well as a look around the Valley League here with some very important games for all teams that are playing, especially for the Cavaliers here who are fighting for the playoff spot to put them in the wild card game. I am not sure if it's been talked about on here, if Cameron has spoken about it or not. I know I personally have not spoken about it. But I know last year when the Cavaliers joined the Valley League, they did not have a North and South division. What they did was take, I believe, the top 8 teams in total out of 12 and do standings that way. Now with the league being split up into a North division and a South division with 6 teams in each, they are going to take the top 3 teams of each division. They will make it to the playoffs, and what will happen is the number 2 and 3 seed out of each division will play a 1-game wild card game, and then the winner of that game will go on to play the number 1 seed of that respective division for the shall I say, division championship, because then whoever wins the 2 division championships will face each other for the Valley League championship. And right now, the Cavaliers are a half game above the Covington Lumberjacks for 3rd place. So they are fighting each other for the last wild card spot. And they are also playing each other tomorrow night. So tonight's game is very important, as well as tomorrow night's game is very important. So we will be starting tonight's game with Ethan Gibson batting. Benji Tucker gets ready to pitch. The first pitch is swung on and fouled back for strike 1. The count is now 0-1 on tonight's shortstop, Ethan Gibson, number 31. So I'm just getting myself ready to get the point streak and everything going here. As the next pitch is in there for ball 1, the count is now 1-1. As well as the ads that are not being played and the stadium sound, you also unfortunately won't be able to get the scoreboard. I apologize, but I will do my best with making sure that I stay up to date with the count and the outs and the score and the inning and all of that. So that pitch was fouled back and away for strike 2. The count is now 1-2. So Benji Tucker will set and deliver, as that is just a bit low and outside. That will be ball 2. The count is now 2-2 on tonight's leadoff batter, Ethan Gibson. He comes into tonight's game with a .250 batting average. I will also, as I said, I'm trying to get point streak up. I know we've had issues with that, as that is swung on and missed for strikeout 1 on the night for Benji Tucker, and out number 1. So a quick start with the leadoff batter there for Benji Tucker. That'll bring up the number 2 hitter, who wears number 2 and is also at second base, Ryan Wynn. A lot of 2s there. So he comes into tonight's game with a .347 average as Benji Tucker sets to get ready to deliver the pitch. And the first pitch is right down the middle for strike 1. So the count is now 0-1 on the number 2 hitter, Ryan Wynn, as Benji Tucker sets and delivers the second pitch. That is basically in the same spot as the last pitch for strike 2. Count is 0-2. Ryan Wynn comes in tonight's game with hitting 33 for 95, as stated, a .347 at batting average, 1 home run and 20 RBIs. So this next pitch is swung on and just appeared to be tipped by the batter Ryan Wynn to stay alive with 2 strikes. So it looks like, at least, I don't know how point streak works. This is a first for me of looking at. Usually I'm the one doing the actual, what you're able to see on point streak, as that next pitch is fouled away. I'm the one doing the program, so I see what it's like on that end and not what it's like on actual point streak live while it's being played. So seeing how some of the stats and what Cameron says to you, I might not be able to do that with not knowing what it looks like, as that next pitch is fouled back. Ryan Wynn is trying to stay alive as much as possible here with an 0-2 count. This will be, I believe, the 4th time now that Benji Tucker is trying to get out Ryan Wynn. So he sets, delivers the pitch. That is swung on and missed for strikeout number 2 on the night. So a good start so far for Benji Tucker and the Cavaliers here. So that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, number 30, Robbie Levy, tonight's catcher. So I'll get the stats for him. He is 32 for 104 with a .307 batting average. He leads the team, as I stated earlier, with 5 home runs and 22 RBIs as Benji Tucker sets and delivers. That is driven out deep to center field, but it will stay just barely in the park for Blagan Pato to be able to haul it in for out number 3 here. So Benji Tucker did pretty well this inning, throwing a total of 12 pitches to retire the side here in order. So I believe I don't think the Cavaliers had an inning last game where they retired the Braves in order. So a great outing so far by Benji Tucker here. As stated earlier, I know a lot of people have just joined in as the game has actually started. I'm Andrew Seagreaves. I know you've heard my voice recently with co-commentating with Cameron. However, he is on a much-needed vacation, and I am stepping in fully for tonight's game. You will hear a very different game broadcast tonight with no ads, no stadium noise. We apologize for that. With it being the last game, a lot of equipment needed to be taken and all that. So you'll hear just a lot from me. I'll try not to ramble as much as possible, but I'll also try not to have as much silence and you not be entertained as much with tonight's game. So I know I did not get the stats yet for the Cavaliers, so I'll start and work on that right now while Stryker, the starter for tonight's Tom Sox, is warming up. So I did state that the Cavaliers are 19-19 coming into this game. Last game they won last night 10-5 over the Stanton Braves. The previous 3 games for the Cavaliers, they defeated the Tom Sox 6-5 on Thursday. They lost to the Harrisonburg Turks 10-6 on Friday, and they defeated the Charlottesville Tom Sox 15-11 on Saturday. As I stated earlier, their next and last game of the season is a potentially extremely important game for both teams of the Covington Lumberjacks and the Culpeper Cavaliers. So we'll see what transpires with tonight's action out in Covington, as the Covington Lumberjacks are playing a doubleheader tonight against the Harrisonburg Turks. The first game for them, they are going into the bottom of the 7th, which being a doubleheader, that is the last inning for a doubleheader. They are losing 4-3. The Cavaliers need the Covington Lumberjacks to win at least one game, to lose at least one game for the Cavaliers to need to win tomorrow's game. 2 games is better, but at least one game is very important for the Cavaliers' playoffs hope. As tonight's leadoff hitter, Blagan Pato, the center fielder, comes up to bat and already has a 2-ball and no strike count on him as Chase Stryker sets and delivers. That is grounded to the shortstop Gibson, thrown over to Ferraro in time for out number 1. That'll bring up the number 2 hitter, our second baseman, also number 2, Kazuya Jordan. I think that was planned out. That had to be planned out by Brandon Mack and the head coach for the Charlottesville Tom Sox, Randy Tomlin. Definitely had to get together and plan out how they were going to work that in to make it 2s all around. As Chase Stryker sets to deliver the first pitch, that is swung on and driven out to right field. The right fielder, Parham, is going back. He looked to not be able to read it at first, but was just barely able to get it as it got to the warning track there and made the catch for out number 2. So that'll be some quick action so far by both starting pitchers. I know I haven't been able to get any stats by either batters so far for the Cavaliers. So they've been sat down pretty quickly. That'll bring up number 32, Bryce Demery, tonight's DH. So that first pitch is a ball away and outside and low. Count is now 1-0 on Bryce Demery, who is looking to continue his hot streak as that first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1, which will even the count at 1-1. As I stated, Bryce Demery has been doing pretty well the past few games as he swings on a miss for that next pitch, which will bring the count to 1-2. He had 2 home runs last game, as well as I believe it was 4 RBIs. As this next pitch is fouled back, he will stay at 1-2 on the count. And I also believe he homered in the game against the Tom Sox on Saturday when they defeated them 15-11. So he's doing pretty well so far. So that pitch curves in there just a little bit high and inside for ball 2. So I'll even the count at 2-2. Bryce Demery comes into this at bat with hitting 22 for 68 with a 323 average, as that pitch looked to be right there at the knees, but it must have been just a little bit low for ball number 3, and the count will be full. The first payoff pitch for tonight's game for either side, as the pitch comes on in and is up and in for ball 4. So Bryce Demery will take that 90-foot walk of fame and will continue the bottom of the first inning for the Cavaliers here. I'll bring up number 17 out of Mount Olive College, John Howard, tonight's first baseman. So he comes into tonight's game with the 269 average. I'll get some more stats once point streak loads, but so far he's sitting at a 269 average as Stryker attempts the pickoff there of Demery at first base, which is unsuccessful. So you're looking for the sign from the catcher Levy, sets and delivers, as that first pitch is just a bit inside. Had the height for a strike, but I think it just tickled the batter's box of the right-handed batter's box for ball 1. So Stryker looks in for the sign, delivers a pitch that is fouled back to the backstop for strike 1. It will even the count at 1-1. John Howard sits 34 for 126, as I stated, a 269 average with 6 home runs and 21 RBIs. He leads the team with 6 home runs. I do know that, as that pitch is in there for strike 2. That will bring the count now to 1-2 on John Howard. We'll see if Stryker is able to retire the side here, or if Howard is able to continue the inning here for the Cavaliers, as Stryker sets and delivers a pitch that is swung on and fouled by Howard to stay alive, and will keep the count at 1-2. So far for both starting pitchers, they have been able to make quick work of the number 1 and 2 hitters here. Cavaliers are able to get a guy on base, as that pitch is on the outside corner. Even the count here at 2-2 on John Howard. Bryce Demery is the runner for the Cavaliers on first base. He reached on it with a walk, as that is swung on and driven down the line to left field. That will be at least a double. We'll see if Demery is able to score. He is not going to be able to score. He will be held up by Brandon Mack at third base, but that is a 2-out double down the line by John Howard. So that is a great hit. He has shown why he is called Power Howard there with a nice double. So that will extend the inning for the Cavaliers here and bring up the left fielder for tonight's game, number 24, Gabriel Larry. As stated earlier, Gabriel Larry comes from, I've lost him on my paper. It's a lot harder for me to see. He comes from Bossier City, Louisiana, he's a junior from Mississippi State University. So Stryker sets to Larry. The first pitch is swung on and fouled away, out of play. That'll bring the count to 0-1. As I stated for Bryce Demery, with him having a nice streak going, a home streak going with his hitting abilities, so has Gabriel Larry. So we'll see if Gabriel Larry is able to do anything here as Stryker delivers the pitch outside for ball 1. The count is now 1-1. Gabriel Larry is looking to drive in the two Cavaliers runners in scoring position, being Howard on second and Demery on third base, as Stryker delivers the pitch low and away, ball 2. So Gabriel Larry comes into tonight's game sitting at 28 for 94 with a 297 average. He has hit 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. So pitcher Stryker sets, delivers high for ball 3. The count is now 3-1 on Gabriel Larry. So Gabriel Larry is sitting in a great spot here. Pitcher needs to throw a strike, obviously, or he'll walk him. So Gabriel Larry's looking to get a good pitch drive, as that is swung on. He definitely wanted to drive that pitch, but he got the bat over top of the ball and fouls it into the Tom Sox dugout. That'll bring the count now full for the second payoff pitch of the inning to Gabriel Larry, as Larry's looking to either get on base with a walk or drive in the one or two runners here, as Stryker sets, delivers. That is lined up the middle for a base hit, so that will score Demery and Howard. So that is a 2-out, 2-run base hit for Gabriel Larry, and the Cavaliers will take an early 2-0 lead here over the Tom Sox. So great start to the first inning here, as I stated, they had 2 quick outs on them, and then Demery came in and worked a full count to get a walk. Howard hit a lovely double down the line, and then Larry continuing his hitting streak there to allow the 2 runs to score. So that'll bring up the number 6 hitter, our shortstop, Ryan Krapel, as Stryker attempts a pickoff on Gabriel Larry, gets back in time standing. Ryan Krapel, as I stated, is the shortstop, number 0 for tonight's game. He is batting lefty. I'll give you shots in a second, as that first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Count is now 0-1 on Ryan Krapel. Comes into tonight's game sitting 18 for 96 with a 187 average. He has 3 home runs and 21 RBIs, as that pitch is hit down the line. That will make it foul. That was pretty deep down the left field line. However, that had a lot of distance into foul territory there. So that'll bring the count now to 0-2 on Ryan Krapel. We'll see what he's able to do here with 2 strikes on him, as Stryker sets, delivers the pitch. That is swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 3 in this inning. So the Cavaliers will be set down, but before that, they were able to score 2 runs off a 2-out, 2-run single by Gabriel Larry. So again, I will now take the time here to get some of the stats that I was not able to say earlier. So the batting average leaders for tonight for the Cavaliers are Connor Marinac comes in with a 337 batting average. Bryce Demery has a 324 batting average. And number 3, it will be Gabriel Larry with the 298 average. And John Howard, I have here at a 270 average. I do know that I said he was at a 269 average, but he also did just have that double, which will definitely raise his average. So that will definitely change there. The home run leaders are Howard in first place with 6 home runs. Bryce Demery has 5. And there is a big tie for third place with 3 home runs. I know there's more than what I have here on my list, but I have at least Gabriel Larry and Blagan Pato with 3 home runs. I do know that also Ryan Krapel has 3 home runs, as I just stated. So there's quite a few that are tied in third place with 3 home runs. Now on to the RBI total for the Cavaliers. John Howard and Ryan Krapel both are tied with 21 RBIs. Bryce Demery comes in third with 20 RBIs. And Tyler Schulman comes in fourth with 18 RBIs. After this half inning, top of the second inning, I will get the pitching stats to you for the Cavaliers and team stats, but Benji Tucker is ready to start the top of the second inning here. So he will set and deliver the first pitch to the number 4 hitter, Colby Wallace, number 24, for ball 1. Comes into this game sitting 33 for 90 with a 366 batting average, as this next pitch is swung on and fouled back for strike 1. Count is now 1-1. Colby Wallace has 1 home run and 16 RBIs, and I believe I finally figured out how to be able to tell you what the batting average is against this pitcher, and I don't believe Colby Wallace has faced Benji Tucker, or if he has, as that pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. If he has not gotten a hit off of him. So either way, he has a 0 batting average against Colby Wallace. So I'm not sure if it doesn't show up if they haven't faced each other or how that works, but I'll just keep saying that. As that next pitch is fouled back for a strike 2, that will even the count here for Colby Wallace at 2-2 in the top half of the second inning. We'll see what Benji Tucker is able to do here with the 4th batter for the Tom Sox as he sets to deliver the pitch that is swung on and fouled back to the fence. And did that hit? It seemed like it. I looked down for a split second and then looked back up to see Colby Wallace put his hand on his helmet. So I wasn't sure if it hit him or not, but I guess it was very close. It was close enough to at least be like, what the heck was that? Because you're never expecting the ball to come back to you, as that is grounded towards third base. That will be Rena. That will be an error by Rena as that gets past him. My initial, I know you hear a lot with Cameron that is an error. We'll go to the booth. Do we think that was an error hit? So we'll vote. We voted, and we'll say that it's Billy. What do you think? Error? E. So we'll score it an error. So that'll be a scored an error. And the first Tom Sox batter will reach here in the top of the second, as that first pitch thought it was fouled away, but I guess it was just swung on and missed, and then it got past the catcher Ryan Peterson for a pass ball, which will allow the batter or the runner Colby Wallace to advance to second base. The batter here for the Tom Sox is number 35, Caden Ferraro, the first baseman for tonight's game, as Benji Tucker looks in to get his sign. He will set to deliver this second pitch, and that is swung on, driven out to center field. Blagan Pato makes a lovely diving catch. That was a perfect read on the ball there by Blagan Pato. And that did allow Colby Wallace to tag up. The Cavaliers, if you were able to catch it on the video there, the Cavaliers did try and see if the runner Colby Wallace did not tag up or if he left early, but he did stay and tag up on time. So that will be out number 1 for a fly out there, and a lovely, lovely catch by Blagan Pato. Great read. He's made some great plays out there, so that's awesome for Blagan Pato and the Cavaliers, knowing that they have a good center fielder out there that will make some great plays for them. That will bring up the number 6 hitter, number 15, Cooper Blauser, the third baseman for tonight's game. I will get you his stats in a minute once point streak loads, as Benji Tucker sets and delivers the first pitch just low and outside for ball 1 for the first pitch against Blauser. Still waiting on point streak to load. I know it's always finicky with how it wants to work and all that with the internet, so we'll see how long that takes, as that next pitch is just on the outside corner for strike 1. That'll even the count at 1-1. I can at least give you his batting average, which is a 291. So at least that batting average, I can give you that stat. Not sure if point streak is down right now as that next pitch is in the dirt and trickles a little bit away from Ryan Peterson, but he's able to keep the runner, Colby Wallace, on third base. Blauser comes into tonight's game 14 for 48. As I stated, a 291 average. He has 2 home runs and 16 RBIs. As Benji Tucker sets and delivers, that is just a bit high and inside. That'll be ball 3, a 3-1 count on Cooper Blauser, looking to be able to set him down and not allow the runner on third to score here with 1 out. Benji Tucker delivers that pitch is in there for strike 2. Count will now be 3-2. The first payoff pitch for the Tom Sox, from Cavaliers to the Tom Sox is what I meant to say there. So we'll see what Benji Tucker is able to do here, as he got down in the count early, but has worked back to a full count as he delivers a pitch that is driven out to right field. Jackson Reshevsky glides over and makes the catch, but that is deep enough that will allow the runner Colby Wallace to tag up and score. So that will be out number 2 for the Cavaliers, or for the Tom Sox. The Cavaliers were able to make the play, but not keep the runner from scoring. So the score is now 2-1. That will bring up the number 7 hitter for tonight's game, number 3, Nick Parham. So first pitch from Tucker is fouled back for strike 1. My apologies. So Parham is the right fielder, number 3. He comes into tonight's game sitting 15 for 67, a 223 average with 0 home runs and 13 RBIs. As it next pitch is popped out to short left field, and the shortstop Ryan Krapel makes the catch. So the side goes down. It was a skip 1, 2, 3. The Tom Sox were able to get a run to bring the score now to 2-1 through an inning and a half. I will get you the Cavaliers score here. It looks like the Lumberjacks were able to tie the game in the bottom. Actually, the Lumberjacks were able to walk it off, I believe, here. If it is shown correctly. Oh, they did. They tied the game in the bottom of the 7th, and then if it is these 7 innings, how they do it, then that would put extra inning rules into effect within the 8th inning and not the 10th inning, which means there is a runner on second base to start. And it seems like the Turks did not score in the top half of the 8th. However, the Covington Lumberjacks did score in the bottom of the 8th. So if that is correct, the Covington Lumberjacks have won 1 game so far of the doubleheader. So that means that the Covington Lumberjacks need to lose their second game here, which will be probably around an 8 o'clock start or so for them down in Covington. And if they win that game, I'm not entirely sure how it will play out, but it does not look good for the Cavaliers' playoff position. We're hoping for a loss for playoff-wise, but we also want everyone to do well. So selfishly, that's what the Cavaliers are looking for, but Covington is doing their best to fight and putting up a fight here to be able to get that last wild card spot. So Reshevsky comes up to the plate. The first pitch by Stryker is swung on a miss for strike 1 on Jackson Reshevsky, number 40, tonight's right fielder. He comes into tonight's game. Whoops. That would help if I am on the right page for me to be able to give you the information, as that second pitch is called a ball, 1-1. Striker comes in, delivers the pitch, good off-speed pitch in there for strike 2. 1-2 count now on the right fielder. Jackson Reshevsky comes into this at bat 15 for 63, hitting 238 as this pitch is low for ball 2. That'll even the count at 2-2. The Jackson Reshevsky has 2 home runs and 6 RBIs, and he is hitting 500 against Striker here as this next pitch is in there and fouled back. Again, though, that was a hard one to tell what it was, because I thought that one was fouled back, whereas the other one that got past Ryan Peterson I thought was also fouled, but it wasn't. So it's hard to tell from this angle, as this next pitch is high and inside for ball 3. That will now be another payoff pitch for the Cavaliers. The first one in the second inning, the third for the Cavaliers now. Striker sets, delivers a pitch that is fouled again by Jackson Reshevsky to stay alive with a 3-2 count here. So again, as I was saying, the Covington Lumberjacks are the only other game in the South Division that are playing. The Covington Lumberjacks and the Harrisonburg Turks, as that is on the low and inside. Reshevsky thought that was ball 4. Obviously, he wanted that to be a walk, but that was called strike 3 for out number 1. They'll bring up the catcher, number 48, Ryan Peterson. So as I was saying, the Harrisonburg Turks and the Covington Lumberjacks are the only teams playing tonight in the South Division, and they have the doubleheader. In the North Division, there is only one game going on, being the Percyville Cannons going to the Woodstock River Bandits at Central High School at 7 o'clock. So I believe, unless the weather has impacted their game, they have started, as this first pitch is in there for a ball, and this next pitch is grounded to the second baseman, Wynn, who will throw it on to Ferraro for out number 2 on the evening. Should I say inning? My apologies, inning. So that'll bring up the third baseman for tonight, making his debut, a righty-righty, 5'9", 180-pound junior from Messiah College, and he comes from Fredericksburg, Virginia, Christian Reyna. As that first pitch hit nicely back to the pitcher. The pitcher was just able to make a great play there to get him out. So that's a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the second inning. So after 2 innings, the score is Cavaliers 2, Tom Sox 1. So now I'll take this time here to give you the pitching leader stats for the Cavaliers. Coming in with 4 wins is Tyler Smith. Connor Kolarov will have 3 wins, and tied in third place with 2 wins apiece was last night's winner, William Wyan, and Connor Marinac, stated with 2 wins each. On to strikeouts, I will give you a little different total. Usually I know when Cameron and what I'm doing so far, what is normally done is giving the top 4 people listed on Point Streak. However, I do know that Carter Rasmussen, who is inactive for the Cavaliers, has a huge lead with the strikeout total. So I do want to give him credit there with what he's been able to do for the Cavaliers. So he comes in with 47 strikeouts. Tyler Coltrider comes in with 28 strikeouts. Then it'll be Ryan Krapel with 23, Connor Kolarov with 22, and William Wyan with 20. And after last night's game, William Wyan lowers his ERA to a 0.95 ERA. Connor Marinac comes in with the 3.46 ERA. Tyler Smith has a 3.80 ERA, and Connor McCauley has a 3.98 ERA. So I'm just about done with all the stats here for all the teams. After this half inning, I will get the team batting and team pitching stats for the Cavaliers. But we will start the top half of the third as Benji Tucker looks in to deliver the first pitch to the number 8 hitter, Nathan Fink. So that first pitch is in there for ball 1. The count is now 1-0 on the left fielder. This next pitch is driven back foul, back towards the school for even 1-1 count now on Nathan Fink. He comes into tonight's game sitting 0 for 4 with no home runs and no RBIs. So this seems to be his second appearance for the Tom Sox. That pitch is on the outside corner for strike 2. That'll bring the count now to 1-2 on the first batter here for the Tom Sox. Benji Tucker sets to deliver the pitch. It's in there, driven to the shortstop. A bad hop there by Ryan Crapel. Nothing he could do there, so that'll be ruled a single because he was going to make the play all the way up until the ball decided, nope, I didn't feel like you being able to make the play, and I'm going to jump over your glove. So the ball did not want to side with the Cavaliers here, and that will allow the leadoff batter, Nathan Fink, to make it to first base. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Dean Meathouse, number 28, the center fielder. As Benji Tucker sets and delivers the first pitch, gets just on the inside corner for strike 1. The count is now 0-1 on Dean Meathouse. So I'll get you his stats here briefly and shortly as Benji Tucker sets to deliver the next pitch. And that is driven out to right field. The right fielder, Rashevsky, is running in to make the catch. He catches the ball for out number 1. So real quick, Meathouse came into that at bat sitting at 18 for now. It'll be 18 for 73. His batting average coming into that bat was a .250 batting average, 0 home runs, and 8 RBIs. So that will bring the lineup back to the top of the order. The shortstop, Ethan Gibson, will come up to bat. Sits on the night 0-1. He struck out swinging as that is driven out to Blagan Pato. Takes a few steps in, sits under it, and makes the catch for out number 2 on the night. So that will put Ethan Gibson at 0-2 on the night. I'll bring up the second baseman, number 2, the second hitter in the lineup, Ryan Wynn, who is 0-1 tonight with a strikeout. So Benji Tucker sets to deliver just either low or outside for ball 1 there. So the count is now 1-0 on the batter, Ryan Wynn, who has number 33, Nathan Fink, on first base. So that pitch is in the dirt, gets away from Ryan Peterson, which will be a wild pitch from Benji Tucker that will allow the runner, Nathan Fink, to get down to second base there. So the count is now 2-0 on the batter, Ryan Wynn. 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning on the Tom Sox. We'll see what either team is able to do here as Tucker throws it in there. Again, must be just a bit low from this angle for that to be called strike. Or my apologies, ball 3. So the count is now 3-0 on Ryan Wynn. Benji Tucker is looking here to battle back and get Ryan Wynn out to end the inning, as this is in the just low and inside for ball 4. So that will allow a 2-out walk for Ryan Wynn and put runners on first and second. It will bring up the number 3 hitter, number 30, Robbie Levy, the catcher for tonight's game, and also there's leader in, I believe, home runs and RBIs. So we'll see what he's able to do here for the Tom Sox as Tucker sets to deliver the first pitch. Grounded to first base. Howard makes a nice scoop, takes it himself to first base, which will retire the side for the Tom Sox here in the top half of the third inning. So that'll keep the score at 2-1 Cavaliers here. So now I'll be able to give you the stats for the team stats for the Cavaliers. So the Cavaliers come into tonight's game sitting a team average of 248 with 1,273 at-bats, 244 runs, 316 hits, 50 doubles, 3 triples, 35 home runs, 203 RBIs, 166 walks, and 336 strikeouts. On to the pitching stats for the Cavaliers. They have thrown 330 innings, have 340 hits, given up 340 hits, 256 runs, 201 of them being earned, 203 walks, 314 strikeouts, and has a team average of 5.48 ERA. So I will look to see if the Percyville Cannons and the Woodstock River Bandits game has started here. It is in Woodstock, so I'm not sure if there's weather going on there or not. It seems to still be in the pre-game menu screen on Point Streak, which means it hasn't been scored. So there's a good chance there that there is weather going on in Woodstock that is preventing them from starting the game. So we will see what comes at. Obviously, that does not impact the Cavaliers. Yeah, looking at the weather now, there is a very heavy line going right through Woodstock, so it does not seem like they will be able to get their game in there. So then that just means Covington and Harrisonburg are the only other teams playing tonight, as Strecker's first pitch to Blake and Pato's inside for ball 1. In this second plate appearance for Blake and Pato, he comes into this at-bat 0 for 1, and he grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning, as that next pitch is outside in the left-handed batter's box for 2 balls. So that next pitch drops in there on the inside corner for strike 1. The count is now 2-1 on the center fielder, Blake and Pato. So see what the batter, Plato, is able to do here with the pitcher Striker, as that is driven out to center field. That was a rip, but that will hold up for the center fielder, Mijos, to be able to catch that and retire Blake and Pato for out number 1 in the bottom half of the third inning. So that'll bring up tonight's second baseman, number 2, Kaz Jordan. He is also 0 for 1 on the evening. He flew out to right field in his first at-bat as Striker is ready, sets, delivers, and that is fouled to the Tom Sox dugout for strike 1. Count is now 0-1 on Kaz Jordan. Trying to get some action here on bases as they were able to do in the first inning, as this next pitch is well outside for ball 1. The count is now 1-1. Cavs had some action in the first inning, were able to get the 2 runs with 2 outs, but were set in order last inning. So we'll see what they're able to do here, as that is on the outside corner for strike number 2. The count is now 1-2 on Kazuya Jordan. Striker looks into his catcher Levy for the sign, sets, delivers a pitch, and that is driven to shortstop Gibson, who makes a nice snag, makes a great play there, and makes a powerful throw to Ferraro to get Kaz Jordan out by a half step for out number 2. So I'll bring up John Howard. No, my apologies. I was used to him batting in the 3 hole for quite some time. I'll bring up the DH for tonight's game, Bryce Demery. He comes into this second at bat with he's 0 for 0 because he walked in the first inning. It's the first pitch from strikers in there. Almost hits Demery. He also did, I don't know if that was kind of a twitch, like a jerk reaction to be able to not get hit there or what, but he almost swung the bat as well, as that's ball 1. As his bat breaks, goes all the way down to third base, but the ball goes to shortstop and is thrown out for out number 3. But the bat there, I'm not sure. I don't know how to do replays. Ooh, I might be able to, but it might be too late now. But that bat, most of his bat went all the way down to the third base bag. But that will end the inning here for the Cavaliers. Through 3 innings, it is still a score of 2-1, the Cavaliers. So for once, I'm going to take a brief break. You won't hear much as I'm going to turn off my mic. So it will be a little silent for a little bit. That doesn't mean I left. That doesn't mean the stream is ended. I can see that the stream's still here. It's just that, like I said, with Cameron not being here, I don't have the equipment or the knowledge to be able to do the ads, as well as giving you the stadium noise that you're normally able to hear. So I do apologize about that. But I am trying my best to be able to give you the best experience possible for you guys. So we will see what I'm able to do as this game progresses. But I'm going to take a brief pause here, and we will be back in about 20 seconds. So Benji Tucker will come in and get ready for the 4th inning of action here, as that first pitch is well inside and up, and that will chase the batter Colby Wallace back for ball 1. That'll be so the count will now be 1-0 on the DH for the Tom Sox, as that pitch is driven out for a base hit to Larry. So the first batter for the Tom Sox here in the 4th inning will be able to reach base via a single out to left field. So that will bring up the first baseman, number 35, Caden Ferraro. He comes into this second plate appearance with he sits 0 for 1 on the, well, technically, yeah, he sits 0 for 1 on the night with a fly out. First pitch from Tucker's dribbled down to Howard. That will be soft enough that will allow the runner Colby Wallace to make it to second base without an attempt by Howard, but Howard is able to tag first base in time to get the base runner Caden Ferraro for out number 1. So that will allow Wallace to be on second base, 1 out here. That will bring up number 15, Cooper Blauser, the third baseman for tonight's game, as Benji Tucker sets to deliver the first pitch that is on the outside corner for strike 1. Blauser comes into this plate appearance sitting 0. Has an 0 for 0 batting, or he's sitting 0 for 0 as he had the sacrifice fly to score the 1 run in the second inning. So that next pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. The count will now even at 1-1. We'll take a little break, as it seemed like with that pitch going in the dirt and skipping up there, that dirt got into Ryan Peterson's eyes, so he needed a break to get the dirt out of his eyes. He seems to be all right now and ready to get back behind the plate. So Benji Tucker will get back on the mound to look for the sign from Peterson for the next pitch here, with the count being 1-1 on Cooper Blauser. Tucker sets, delivers, that's in there for strike 2. Count is now 1-2 on Cooper Blauser. Tucker is trying to get his, I believe it will be his third strikeout on the night here, with 2 strikes on Cooper Blauser, as he says, looks back, delivers the pitch, is grounded to the shortstop, Ryan Crapel. He's able to throw the ball over in time for out number 2 to John Howard. That does allow Colby Wallace to move up to third base on that play there. But that will have 2 outs now on the Tom Sox here in the top half of the first inning. It will bring up number 3, the right fielder for tonight, Nick Parham. Comes into this second plate appearance sitting 0 for 1. He popped out to shortstop in his last plate appearance. So that first pitch is called a strike. Count is now 0-1 on the left-hander Parham, as Tucker looks in there to get his next pitch, sets to deliver the pitch. That is swung on and missed for strike number 2 on the batter. So quick work so far here on Nick Parham for Benji Tucker, as he sets to deliver the next pitch here, looking for strikeout number 3 on the night. Delivers the pitch that is grounded foul over the Cavaliers dugout and out of play, so he'll stay alive with the count. My apologies, I know I've been saying 1-2. It is 0-2. I don't know where I got that 1 ball from in my head, but the count is 0-2, not 1-2. So Benji Tucker sets to deliver the pitch. That is swung on and missed for strike 3 and strikeout 3. Now we'll retire the side here. Not in order. It will be a 1. It'll skip and then 1, 2, 3 for Benji Tucker. So he's made some quick work here through the first 4 innings of work. So that will bring up for the Cavaliers, it'll be John Howard, Gabriel Larry, and Ryan Crapel, your 3 due up for the Cavaliers here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Again, I'm going to take a quick break, and it will be a little silent for about 20 seconds. Again, I'm not going anywhere, but we don't have all the equipment, so just bear with me. I'll be right back here for the Culpeper Cavaliers broadcast. So the Cavaliers will start in the bottom half of the 4th inning with the first baseman, John Howard, as striker sets to deliver the first pitch in there for strike 1. Count is 0-1 on John Howard, number 17, who had a lovely double down the line in the top of the first inning to get runners on second and third, as that next pitch is low and away for ball one. The count is now 1-1. His double allowed Larry to be able to come up and hit a nice line drive single up the middle that was able to score the 2 runs that the Cavaliers have so far. So we'll see what they're able to do here as this next pitch is low and inside for ball 2. Count is now 2-1 on John Howard. So John Howard's looking to continue to show why he's called Power Howard. Striker sets to deliver this next pitch well inside for ball 3. Count is now 3-1 on Howard. Puts him in a good spot here with a 3-1 count, needing a good pitch delivered to him as this pitch is in there down the middle for strike 2. The count is now full, 3-2. So that'll be a payoff pitch here for the Cavaliers. I believe this is the second payoff pitch that the Cavaliers have had towards them as striker sets, delivers well inside for ball 4, and that'll be a 90-foot walk of fame for John Howard to start the bottom of the 4th inning here. That'll bring up number 24, the left fielder, Gabriel Larry. Comes into this second plate appearance hitting 1-for-1 with a 2-run single in the bottom of the 1st inning. So he's looking to continue his hot hitting streak here and RBI streak with a runner on first base being Howard as striker sets, delivers. That first pitch is low and in. It's in the dirt and trickles away from the catcher, Levy, but not enough for Howard to advance to second base. So the count will now be 1-0 on the batter, Larry. Striker sets, delivers. The pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. The count is now evened at 1-1. So Larry is looking to do some damage here in the bottom of the 4th as the next pitch is thrown in there, swung on, and missed for strike number 2. The count is now 1-2 here on Gabriel Larry. So striker is now obviously looking to sit down Larry as he sets and delivers this pitch, and it's fouled away. So Larry's able to stay alive here in his at-bat. Count will remain at 1-2. So striker is looking to get his second strikeout on the evening here with Larry. Third strikeout on the evening. As that pitch is called a ball, so I'll even the count at 2-2. So yeah, it will be his. He has 2 already, so this will be his third if he is able to strike out Larry. As that pitch is on the outside corner, called strike 3, and that will be striker's third strikeout of the night. So I'll bring up the shortstop, Ryan Crapel. He comes into the second plate appearance 0-for-1 on the night. He struck out to end the first inning for the Cavaliers here, so he's looking to get some statistical action going in this last home game for the Cavaliers. Striker sets to deliver the pitch. That is in there on the inside corner, called a strike. Count is now 0-1 on the lefty, Ryan Crapel. So as I stated earlier, he comes into this with 3 home runs, looking to break that big tie of 3 home runs here in what will be obviously the last home game for the Cavaliers. As that pitch is low, called a ball. The count is now 1-1. So striker sets, looks in for the sign, delivers the pitch. That is fouled back away for strike 2. That will bring the count now to 1-2 on Ryan Crapel. So we'll see what Ryan's able to do here with 2 strikes on him, trying to be able to reach base or continue the at-bat here as striker sets to deliver the pitch. That is in the dirt for ball 2. The count is now 2-2 on Ryan Crapel. So while we have a brief second, I'm looking to see if the Covington Lumberjacks game has started. I don't believe it's started yet, looking like it's getting very close to when they'll start. So I'm definitely watching that game for us, and I'll give you the stats as that pitch is inside for ball 3. So the count will now be 3-2. Another payoff pitch this inning. We know how the first payoff pitch worked out for the Cavaliers. We'll see if they're able to get the same way, working the same way for them, as this pitch is well inside for ball 4. Another 90-foot walk of fame here for the Cavaliers. So that'll allow runners on first and second for the right fielder, Jackson Crapel. Not Jackson Crapel. I combined their names. That's a first for me. It will bring up Jackson Ruszewski. But we will have a mound visit, and it seems like it's going to be a pitching change here for the Tom Sox. So that means the starter here, Chase Stryker, is retired with 1 out and 2 runners on. So those 2 runners, as I've stated before, those 2 runners are his responsibility if they are to score in this game. Or my apologies, in this inning. So I will try and get you the information. So the new pitcher for the Tom Sox will be number 34. And I am going to try my best with this last name, so I apologize to any friends or family or Tom Sox fans listening to this broadcast. It'll be number 34, Ryan Grzesiak. He is from Chantilly, Virginia. He is a 6'6", 200-pound righty junior out of Florida Southwestern State University. So he'll come into the 4th inning here with runners on first and second base as he is as Stryker is retired and he comes in to have his warm-up pitches. I will get you his stats here briefly, so give me 1 second while I get the information, not from Point Streak on my end, but Point Streak on this end. So I have Steve filling in here for me on Point Streak. Usually when I've been broadcasting to you guys, co-commentating to you guys, I've been able to do Point Streak as well. But now I am not doing Point Streak, so it's just solely looking off of what everyone is able to see on their own while they're viewing. So Stryker ends his appearance with a 3 1/3 innings. He faced 19 batters, gave up 2 15 batters, my apologies. Gave up 2 earned runs, 2 hits, walked 3 batters, and struck out 3. And as I stated, those 2 runners on base so far are his responsibility. So if they're able to score, either of them or both of them are able to score, he will end with 3 or 4 runs given up. So that'll all depend on what happens here. So his first pitch is on the outside corner for strike number 1 to Jackson Ruszewski, the right fielder for the Cavaliers. He comes into the second plate appearance 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So he's looking to do some damage here as pitcher sets and delivers just a bit outside for ball 1. I know I usually say the last name of the players, but with how his name is, I don't want to butcher it up and do give any disrespect to him. So I'm going to say his first name being Ryan. It's just going to be so much easier for me. So instead of last name, I'm going to go with Ryan, but that is who I'm referring to when I say Ryan is the Tom Sox pitcher. So the count will be 2-1 now on Jackson Ruszewski as the pitcher Ryan will set to deliver the pitch. Looks back at the runner John Howard. Delivers. That's driven past past Cooper Blauser. Looks like Brandon Mack will wave him on, John Howard on, and he will be thrown out at home with a little ease there by Nathan Fink to the catcher, Robbie Levy. So even though that was a good hit by Jackson Reshevsky, John Howard was thrown out at home, so that doesn't allow the runner to score, and that will be 2 outs on the inning now. There'll still be runners on first and second there for the batter, Ryan Peterson. So he's the catcher for tonight's game as Ryan, the pitcher, sets and delivers to Ryan, the batter, who will swing on that first pitch and miss for strike number 1. So Peterson comes into this second plate appearance 0 for 1 with a ground out in the second inning. As this next pitch is fouled back and away for strike 2, the count will now be 0-2 on the batter, Peterson. Peterson is looking to do some damage here and get a few more RBIs on the stat total before the end of the regular season with runners on first and second, so at least one runner on scoring position as that next pitch is up and away for ball 1. The count will now be 1-2. So the Cavaliers are looking to extend this inning with 2 outs now. The Tom Sox are looking to retire this side here without any damage done. As this next pitch is in there, fouled back away, hits the top of the curved fence and goes all the way out towards the umpire in between the shortstop and the pitcher. So you got another weird hop off the fence in this game. That will keep the count here at 1-2 on Ryan Peterson. So Ryan sets and delivers. That is fouled back away to remain at the count will remain 1-2. This is his third foul, I believe, in a row. Well, third total, second in a row. So we'll see what he's able to do. He's fighting to continue to get the pitch he needs to drive the ball. So he's looking for a good pitch here, but trying to also stay alive with 2 strikes. This pitch is delivered, is grounded to the first baseman, Ferraro. He throws it over to the pitcher, Ryan, who will get the out for out number 3. So that'll end the 4th inning here. Total of 4 full innings. The score will remain your Cavaliers 2 and the Charlottesville Tom Sox 1. Going to take a quick sideline break here as Bendy Tucker will go out to warm up for this top half of the 5th. We will return shortly to this your Culpeper Cavaliers broadcast. So we are back here at Culpeper County High School to start the fifth inning here as Benji Tucker gets ready to start his fifth inning of action. First pitch is swung on and fouled back to the batter Nathan Fink. Comes into this second plate appearance, 1-for-1 with the single. So let's see if he's able to get a little hit streak going for him, as that was actually his first hit of the season, as that is driven out to right field just in the park and able to be caught by Jackson Ruszewski. He was able to catch that right before backing into the fence there. So that definitely had some distance to go. So I'll bring up the next batter, number 28, Dean Mijos, the center fielder for the Tom Sox. So Dean Mijos comes into this second plate appearance 0-for-1 as his first pitch was just a bit outside for ball one. 1-0 is the count on the number 9 batter, Mijos. In his first plate appearance, he flew out to Ruszewski to end the inning. So you see what he's able to do here is that is driven to Reyna, makes a nice catch, made a nice play and catch on the ball there to be able to, on the grounder, to be able to throw out the batter in time for out number 2. So he was able to redeem himself there with that earlier error, making a great play there, showing the Cavaliers why he deserves to play that was a mouthful there. Play third base for the Cavaliers. So Tucker sets and delivers the first pitch to the leadoff batter, Ethan Gibson, as he drives that out to center field for a base hit. So that will extend the inning for the Tom Sox. So I'll bring up the number 2 hitter, number 2, the second baseman, Ryan Wynn. So that will put Ethan Gibson at 1-for-3 on the night with a single, a strikeout, and a flyout. For Ryan Wynn, this is his third plate appearance. He's 0-for-1 as the first pitch from Tucker is in there. Will get past John Howard. The runner there, Ethan Gibson, had to jump over that as that was hit right towards him. So that prevents him from probably being able to make it to third base on that play there. So that will keep him at second, but that will be a single from Ryan Wynn. So that'll put him on first base and at 1-2 on the evening with a strikeout and a walk, as well as that single here. So that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, the catcher for tonight, number 30, Robbie Levy. He is looking to get some statistical action here as he's 0-for-2 on the night. First pitch is fouled back and away for strike 1. Count is now 0-1 on Robbie Levy. In the first inning, he flew out to center field, and then he was able to ground out to the pitcher for out number 3 in the third inning. So Tucker sets to deliver the second pitch. So that is low and inside for ball 1. That will even the count here at 1-1. So for everyone that has just recently joined, since I've said it in the first inning, tonight's going to be a lot different with Cameron not here and you hearing all of me as that pitch is driven out to left field. Larry, he'll track it back and make the catch at the warning track for out number 3. So I'll retire the side here and bring the Cavaliers batters up in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It will be 9-1-2. So that will be Reyna, Pato, and Jordan. Once we return here in about 30 seconds, your Cavaliers broadcast will be back. So the first pitch to the Batarena is inside. He claims that it hits him, and the umpire will say that it did hit him on the elbow. So that will be a hit batter to start the bottom of the 5th inning here for the Cavaliers. The head coach for the Tom Sox, Randy Tomlin, is going out there to talk it over with the home plate umpire, saying that he is saying that he believes that the Batarena swung on that. So even though it did hit him, it should be called a strike. So the umpires here will get together to conference whether they saw if Reyna swung or not. So we'll see what the call here is in a second. So the call is still true that Reyna was hit by that pitch. So one pitch, one runner on base for the Cavaliers here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So I'll bring the top of the order for the Cavaliers up with Blagan Pato coming to bat. So this is coming his 3rd plate appearance on the night, sitting 0 for 2 on the evening with the ground out and a fly out. So looking to do some damage here, as he did hit a home run the other evening. So he has shown that he does have power to put the ball out here. So looking to be able to pad the lead for the Cavaliers, as the pitcher Ryan will attempt to pick off the batter. So first pitch is low, in for ball 1. 1-0 is the count on the batter. So Ryan will set to deliver the next pitch here, as that is driven out, and that will drop in front of the right fielder Parham for a single. That will put runners on first and second here for the Cavaliers. So a good start so far to the inning, as that'll bring up Kazuya Jordan, the number 2 batter, wearing number 2 and playing second base, coming into this 3rd plate appearance with sitting at 0 for 2 on the night. He also flew out and grounded out so far, but just in a different order as Pato. So he's also looking for some action, as the Tom Sox are planning for Pato to bunt that ball, as he did square around, pulled back, but it was still on the outside corner and called the strike for strike 1. So we'll see what Jordan is able to do here. I believe I did just say Pato. If I did, my apologies. The batter is Jordan, Kazuya Jordan here, looking to possibly advance the runners. This next pitch is swung on, fouled back, and we will have a ball stuck in the fence. Haven't had that. Last year, we had quite a few stuck in the fence. This year, I believe that's like only the 2nd or 3rd one to be stuck in the fence there. So whoever has to get that will have some fun, as that is well up there in the fence, as this next pitch is high and inside. So the count will now be a 1-2 on Kazuya Jordan. So Griziak is looking in. I know I said that I was going to say his first name, but I believe I've finally been able to pronounce it correctly. So I'll say it with that, as that next pitch from Griziak is fouled back away. So Jordan will stay alive with the count still at 1-2 on for his 3rd plate appearance on the evening. So we'll see what he's able to do here, if he is if Griziak will retire him, or if he's able to continue this at bat. As that pitch is called strike 3 on the inside corner for strike number 3, and out number 1 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So I'll bring up tonight's DH, Bryce Demery. Comes into this 3rd plate appearance 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. So looking to get some statistical action and continue his hitting streak at home, where he's at least had, I believe, 2 hits in the past few games. So his first pitch from Griesiak is in the dirt for ball one. The count is 1-0. So Demery gets ready for this next pitch as that is driven out, popped. That is to the center fielder Mijos. He sets under that. That is also not deep enough to be able to advance either of the runners on first or second base. So Rena will stay on second base, and Kazuya Jordan will stay on first base. That'll bring up the first baseman, number 17, John Howard, trying to show again why he is called Power Howard here. He comes into this third plate appearance 1-for-1 with a double down the line and then a walk. So we are going to see what he's able to do here in the third plate appearance, as that first pitch is just a bit high for ball one. The count is now 1-0 on John Howard. So Griesiak is looking for the sign here from the catcher Levy. So he will set to deliver the pitch. Looks back at the runner Reyna. It's low and away for ball two. 2-0 is the count here on John Howard. So as I was saying earlier, I know things are a little different. Obviously, you don't hear Cameron here at all with me. It's just me today. I don't have the technology app that he has to be able to do the scoreboard, as this next pitch is in there for strike number two. For strike, the count is 2-1. My apologies. So I'm doing my best to be able to give you, obviously I messed up with the count there, but I'm doing my best to be able to give you the count, the inning, the score, all of that as much as possible, as that is driven out to right field. That will take the right fielder back. Looks like he will just be able to make the catch, as that held up enough for Parham to be able to make the catch for out number 3. So that will retire the side here for the Cavaliers. We are through 5 innings of action. The score remains 2-1 Cavaliers. So as we come back here, it looks like I'm not sure if we'll have a new pitcher. It looks like there is a new pitcher that will be coming out for the Cavaliers potentially. So I will get you that information and Benji Tucker's final stats when we return. So the top half of the 6th inning will bring on a new pitcher for the Cavaliers, being Sean Souza. So I'll give his information as that first pitch. We'll just go with it. Slipped out of his hand. And we'll pretend that that did not happen, as he's smiling on the mound there. So he's just going along with that, as the first pitch there is 1-0. It seems like he is, as that next pitch is swung on a miss. So this is similar. What I'm gathering here is this is a similar situation to that you'll see in the MLB when the losing team is down by a lot of runs, as this pitch is in there on the outside corner, called a ball, 2-1. Usually when it's a losing team, they'll bring in a position player to pitch. However, with it being so late in the season, we're very limited with the pitching that we have, as this next pitch is called a ball, 3-1. So the Cavaliers are doing whatever they can with pitching, so they will bring in Souza for his first action on the mound this year. Not sure if this is his first time pitching in college, first college action, as there is no stats here and he is not listed as a pitcher. So if this is his first time pitching, good for him. Doing his best here in a very tough situations. He does walk the first batter, Colby Wallace. So that will bring up the next hitter, Ferraro, as that pitch is up there for ball 1. So Ryan Peterson will go out there to talk to Souza. I know it looks like Leininger is getting warming up in the bullpen for the Cavaliers. So it looks like Souza was probably brought in here to give enough time for Leininger to be able to get warmed up, for him to be brought in here. So we'll see how this pans out here, if Souza is able to do well and retire the side, or if they'll need to bring in Leininger in this inning. As Souza delivers the pitch that is called a strike on the outside corner. The count will now be 1-1 on your batter, Ferraro. Comes into this third plate appearance sitting 0 for 2 on the evening. This next pitch is fouled back away for strike 2. So he'll have his first 2-strike count on a batter with a 1-2 count. So it's not Leininger warming up. He is warming up whoever might be warming up, as this next pitch is fouled away. Either way, someone is getting ready to come in for the Cavaliers. Not sure who, but we will find out. Hopefully not soon, but we'll see what pans out as Souza gets his sign, looks over at the runner, Wallace on first base. Wallace does take off, as that is driven high, but that will stay in the park. That was well up there in the air. That hung up. That had probably, I would say, a 5-second hang time there. So that is caught by Jackson Reshevsky for out number 1. And Wallace will scamper back safely to first base. So that will bring up the number 6 batter, number 15, Cooper Blauser. Comes into this third plate appearance 0 for 1. He hit in the lone, as that is dribbled out to Souza. He will make the easy out, an underhand toss to Howard for out number 2. That does allow Wallace to move up to second base, but that will be your second out of the inning. As I was saying before Blauser grounded out there, he has driven in the only run for the Tom Sox so far. So I'll bring up the number 7 hitter, Nick Parham. Souza sets to deliver, looks back at the runner on second base, Wallace. First pitch is in there, just a bit high for ball 1. Count is 1-0. So in this third plate appearance, Parham is 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. So looking for his first statistical action here, as this next pitch is upstairs for ball 2. Count will be 2-1. with 2 outs and a runner on second base being Colby Wallace. Souza looks in to deliver his next pitch, gets a sign, comes set. That is swung on and missed. Parham definitely looked like he wanted to take the lead with that pitch there and drive that ball over to right field, but did not make contact with it. So that will allow the count to become 2-1. So Souza sets, delivers his pitch. That's low and away, ball 3. The count will be 3-1. Obviously, since Souza is making his first appearance ever here for the Cavaliers, there's no statistical action for Parham. So there's no information for me to be able to give you for any of these batters, as this next pitch is fouled away. So that'll bring the count now to 3-2. So Souza has been able to get a payoff pitch here. So we'll see what he's able to do here with his first payoff pitch as he looks into the catcher, Ryan Peterson, for this sign. He'll get set, delivers the pitch, and that is popped up into the infield. It looks like Ryan Krapel will call off Kazuya Jordan for out number 3. So great job there by Sean Souza. Great inning there for a skip 1-2-3 action there. So that will retire the side and the top half of the 6th inning here for the Tom Sox. That will bring up the 5, 6, 7 being Larry, Krapel, and Ruszewski when we return here to your Culpeper Cavaliers broadcast. I will take a quick break and be back, and I will also have Benji Tucker's stats for you when I return. So Griesiak will get ready to start his second full inning of appearance here against Larry as his first pitch is inside. Quickly, I will get you Tucker's stats. He threw 5 innings, faced 21 batters, 1 unearned run, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So this next pitch from Griesiak is in there for strike number 1. That'll bring the count now on Larry to 1-1. He is 1 for 2 on tonight's game. He hit the 2-run single as this next pitch is low for ball 2. He hit the 2-run single for the only 2 runs the Cavaliers have scored this game in the first inning, and then struck out looking his last plate appearance. As Griesiak sets, delivers, that is fouled back away. So that'll bring the count now on Larry to 1-2. My apologies, 2-2. My apologies, 2-2. So Griesiak's obviously looking to set down Larry here as he gets ready to deliver this 2-2 pitch. In there, swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 1. So that will bring up number 0, Ryan Krapel. Comes into this third plate appearance sitting 0 for 1 on the night with this strikeout and a walk. So looking to get his first hit of the evening against the Tom Sox and to start some action here, as the Cavaliers haven't had much action going since the first half, or the bottom of the first inning, as that first pitch is fouled back away for strike one. The count is now 0-1 on Ryan Krapel. So as Griesiak looks in to get the pitch, the game has started in Covington, so it does look like weather has held off there, as that next pitch is up for ball one. Count is 1-1 on Krapel. So now that it does seem like the game has started in Covington, I will do my best to keep track of the score. So that next pitch is in there, called strike. Count is now 1-2. So after this batter, I'll give you your first score update for the Harrisonburg Turks being the visitors against the Covington Lumberjacks. Griesiak sets and delivers the pitch. It's low and in for ball two. The count remains at 2-2. Will be now 2-2. So the game in Covington is now in the top of the second inning. The Turks have a 1-0 lead over the Covington Lumberjacks. So they will play again 7 innings, as that is grounded out to the second baseman Y, and he throws over in time to get the runner Ryan Krapel out for out number 2. So as I was saying, the Turks and the Lumberjacks will play 7 innings. The Cavaliers need the Lumberjacks to lose this game for them to be able to get it for tomorrow's game to really matter for them. And it's a good thing that they're winning here. So we'll see what happens for this game here against the Tom Sox with the Cavaliers, and the Covington Lumberjacks game as well. So that will bring up the right fielder, Jackson Ruszewski, as the first pitch is low and inside for ball one. The count will now be 1-0 on Ruszewski. He comes into this third plate appearance 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. So he's looking to get a hit streak here, as that is swung on and missed for strike 2. I'll bring the count now to 1-2 on Ruszewski. So we'll see what happens here with this next pitch, as Griesiak sets to deliver. It's fouled away. So Ruszewski is able to stay alive here with the count remaining at 1-2. So Ruszewski is looking to be able to stay alive and get on base or keep this at-bat going, whereas Griesiak is looking to retire the side in order and be able to allow his team to get up to bat in the top of the 7th. So the next pitch is in there on the outside corner, just a bit outside for ball 2. So the count will be even now at 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Cavaliers leading 2-1 over the Charlottesville Tom Sox. That is swung on, fouled away, out of play. Count will remain at 2-2 on Ruszewski. So we have a couple seconds as the umpire was out of baseballs and needed some baseballs from our bat boy. So the bat boy was able to bring out some baseballs and get this game back going, as Griesiak sets to deliver the pitch here to Ruszewski, and that is in there, and he knew it for strike 3. So I'll retire the side in order. The Cavaliers will come up to the 7th inning with, it seems like Sousa will go back out there for another inning. So since he did pretty well last inning, he's going to get another inning of work, or at least start the next inning here. So we'll see what happens when we return. So while I was away, I'm not sure if you guys were able to see in the bottom right-hand half of the corner of your screen there, but the umpires did get together to discuss with the weather about to roll in, it seems, what the plan of action here is going to be. So it does seem like they're going to at least try and get this 7th inning and hopefully all these 3 innings in. But we'll see with the weather coming in. It's pushed back a lot, but it does not look like it's going to hold up much longer here at Culpeper County. So Cavaliers are looking to continue with this lead here as Souza will throw his 3rd pitch of this at-bat with the count 1-1. So this is fouled back to the backstop. It'll bring the count now to 1-2 on your batter, Nathan Fink. The left fielder for tonight's game and the number 8 hitter comes into this 3rd plate appearance, hitting 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out. So we'll see what he's able to do here as that is swung on. Again, one of those where it looks like it was he did swing, but he did apparently make contact, and Ryan Peterson, it hit his glove and bounced out, so he was not able to hold on to that for strike 3. So Fink is able to stay alive here as Souza sets for his next pitch. It's in there upstairs for ball 2. The count is now 2-2 on the batter, Fink. So it doesn't look like now anyone's warming up for the Cavaliers, so it seems like they are going with Souza, at least for this inning, as that next pitch is fouled down the line to all the way down to the left field corner for that will remain the count at 2-2. So Souza is looking to set down the batter here, Fink, and Fink is looking to continue this at-bat or get on base here with this next pitch coming in high for ball 3. So the count will now become full, being at 3-2, a payoff pitch here by Souza as he sets to deliver the pitch. It's in there, grounded to Reyna, and it will get past the diving Reyna, get out to the outfield for a base hit. It did get past Larry, and Fink thought about going to second base there, but Larry was able to get the ball back into the infield in time to keep Fink there at first base. Looks like a pinch runner will come in for the Tom Sox, that being number 9, James Nunnally out of UVA. So not sure if, I do know he does play outfield, as they have with him being here with the Tom Sox playing last Thursday, I believe it was. He did play then. So it's looking like he'll probably be put out there in the outfield after this, but we'll see what happens as this first pitch is just missed for ball 1. Count is 1-0 on the batter, number 28, Dean Mijos. So again, number 9, Nunnally is out there at first base as that next pitch is outside for ball 2. So the count will be 2-0 on the Tom Sox batter, number 9 batter, Dean Mijos. So Souza looking to get the batters out here as this next pitch is outside for ball 3. The count will be 3-0 on the batter here. Souza wants Mijos to ground into a double play. Mijos is probably looking for a walk here, so we'll see what actually happens as this next pitch is in there for strike 1. Count now being 3-1 on the batter. So Souza looks, gets his pitch, gets set, looks at the runner on first, and delivers the pitch, and that is driven out. It looks like it might fall, and it will fall right in between Jordan and Ruszewski out in right field for a base hit that will put runners on first and second with no outs. That will also bring the top of the order up for the Tom Sox. So the Tom Sox will bring up Ethan Gibson, who comes into this 4th plate appearance hitting 1 for 3 on the night with a single, a strikeout, and a flyout. He has 2 runners on, looking to get 1 run across as Souza squares around as that first pitch is missed for a ball, and Gibson is able to pull back. Did look like Peterson wanted to throw down and get the runner Nunnally out at second base, but there was no one there to cover for him to be able to throw down, so Nunnally was able to get back in time and will remain at second base as Souza delivers a pitch that is high for ball 2. So Gibson is squaring around to bunt the ball to allow the runners to advance from first and second up as Brandon Mack is coming out. Not sure if he's going to pull Souza or if he's just buying some time here, because there is someone warming up now. I did say that there wasn't, but there is someone warming up now for the Cavaliers. We're unable to see who it is. So it does look like at this point in time, B-Mac is just talking to his players to get their game strategy in line with what's going to happen, especially with Gibson looking like he's going to bunt the ball here. So we'll see what happens. Going to take a quick pause as we're waiting for the play to resume. So after B-Mac will walk away, as Souza sets to deliver this next pitch, it will be low and inside. And, the batter Gibson is able to pull the bat away for ball 3. The count will be 3-0 on Gibson. So we'll see what is able to happen here as this next pitch is outside for ball 4. That will load up the bases here for the Tom Sox in the top of the 7th with no outs. So far, Souza was able to start pretty well last inning, but has allowed the first 3 runners to get on base via 2 singles and a walk. So now it does seem like whoever was warming up will be brought in for the Cavaliers. Looking to see who it is. It looks to be number 31, I believe, I want to say, or I do see number 3, so we're not sure who it is, but we will get you that information to you in a minute as Souza walks off, tips a cap to the crowd for his great performance so far, and we'll see what happens here when we return. I will get you the information of who the new pitcher is for the Cavaliers, as well as Souza's stats when we return. So the new pitcher for the Cavaliers will be number 31, Tyler Schulman. So just like Souza, seems like this is his first time pitching for the Cavaliers. here this season. Again, not sure if this is his first time pitching for college or what. So we'll see how it goes here for the Cavaliers as that first pitch fouled away for strike one. Count is 0-1 on the batter number 30, Robbie Levy. No, my apologies. It's number 2, Ryan Wynn. Count will be 1-1 now. Cavaliers are playing in, obviously, because they do not want the runner on third to score here. As that next pitch is fouled away, count is now 1-2 on Ryan Wynn. So the Tom Sox are trying to get at least a runner on third to score as well. Definitely want the runner on second to score, as this next pitch will be past the second baseman, and that will allow both runners to score, and that will bring the score now to 3-2 Tom Sox. So we will see what happens here. Obviously, as I stated at the in between innings, there was talk about weather coming in, and there is weather that should be coming in within the next half hour. And college NCAA rules, and basically how much of the rules are, as this first pitch to the batter Levy is outside for ball one. What the rules are that you have to play a full 5 innings if it's a rained out, as this next pitch is fouled back away for ball one and strike one, the count being 1-1 on the batter. So as I was saying, you need to play 5 innings, complete innings, for it to count as a full game. So we definitely have met that with it being here in the top half of the 7th, as this next pitch is outside for ball 2, count being 2-1 now. But the other thing here is you need to play, if you're in an inning and you don't complete the inning, then what happens as that pitch is outside for ball 3, 3-1. So what will happen is we will go back to, and if the rain comes and the game is canceled or postponed, as this next pitch is outside for a walk, and that will reload the bases up here for Colby Wallace, the DH. So, which could potentially be a factor here in this inning with this game here, is that if we go into a rain delay and then they call the game, we will have to go back to what the score is in the bottom of the 6th inning, which is 2-1, as that is driven out to right field, which will allow at least 1 run to score, and they will hold up all the other runners, so the bases will remain loaded, but the score will now be 4-2 Tom Sox. So again, as I was saying, yes, the Tom Sox are now winning 4-2. But if the rain does come and we are delayed before we are able to finish the full 7th inning, then the score will go back to 2-1 Cavaliers. So a lot at factor here. Yes, the Cavaliers are still losing, but there is a chance that they could win this game if the rain comes. So this next pitch is driven out to left field. Larry will be under the ball, catch the ball, but that will allow the runner on third base to tag up and score, that being Ryan Wynn. So that is out number 1 for the evening, or for the inning, but that will now bring the score to 5-2 Tom Sox. So that will bring up the next batter, Cooper Blauser. So Blauser looking to get some action going here, as this first pitch is in there for strike 1. The count is 0-1. Sits in this 4th plate appearance, 0-2 on the night, with the sacrifice fly for the first run scored, as that pitch is driven out to left field. That will be thrown in there, not in time. That will allow the runner from second, Robbie Levy, to score. That will bring the score to 6-2 Tom Sox. Still 1 run out here in the top of the 7th with runners on first and second. And now the pitching coach, A.J. Stead, is going out there to talk to Schulman. There's no one warming up, so this is obviously just a talk to calm down the nerves of the pitcher Schulman here, since this is his first appearance of the season. Not sure if you're able to hear out in the background, but there is, or if you saw on our screen as that hit was out there to left field up. It does seem like the umpire is saying that there's lightning, getting the umpires, and it looks like they're going to call the players off. So as I was saying, the weather is coming here, so it looks like the umpires are at least conferring with the Cavaliers athletic trainer, who is also the resident meteorologist per se for the Cavaliers, and the person that makes that assists with the decision of the weather here. And no, there is not rain falling so far here, but there is lightning in the areas, and that is a bigger concern because it can rain here and they can continue to play through the rain, but they cannot play through the lightning. They are calling off the players here. So we will be in a rain delay. It seems, not sure if it just means that we are waiting until the lightning is over or they're just calling it now. We will get some more information to you in a few seconds, as it seems like they're still talking, so we're still not sure. So again, the rules are, at least what I know for high school, I'm not sure if that plays into what it is for college, but with high school, I know that if the lightning is within, I believe, 10 miles within the stadium, they have to be in a lightning delay. So, and a lightning delay for the high school league, which I believe does play over here into college, is that it will start with a 30-minute timer. So we'll be delayed for at least 30 minutes here, but if the lightning continues to strike, the timer continues to be reset. So at this point, it looks like, are they looking to play this game out, or are they looking to just call this game and the Tom Sox will say, you know what, we're going to call the game. You guys, this win doesn't mean as much to us as this win will mean to you guys, as the Tom Sox are locked into first place, whereas the Cavaliers need this win. So we will see what comes here as a massive lightning strike just strikes, and everyone is heeding the call to leave the field and leave the stands and go back to their car. So real quick, while we are still waiting to see what's going on before I take a break and not sure what's going to come of this game, I will say the score for the Covington Lumberjacks game is in the top of the third. Now, I believe going into the bottom of the third, the Harrisonburg Turks are leading the Covington Lumberjacks 3-1. So, good lead here, a good score so far for the for the Harrisonburg Turks over the Lumberjacks, which the Cavaliers need. So we will see what the outcome is here. At this point in time, seems like they are at least taking all their equipment back to the Tom Sox are taking their equipment to their cars. They're clearing the dugout and the bullpen The tarp is coming on the field slowly. So at this point in time, we're still not sure if that means the game is just delayed here or if they are calling the game. At this point in time, we are in a delay. But I'm going to take a brief pause here. If you would like to still stay, if the fans that are still with me would like to stay, I won't take too long to come back to give you a little bit more information. It's looking more and more like they're just going to call this game and end it with the score being 2-1. If the information I'm giving you is correct, the score will end at 2-1 Cavaliers. I'll be right back in about 30 to 60 seconds for your Culpeper Cavaliers broadcast. So at this point in time, we are in a 30-minute lightning delay. Word has been given that they're at least going to try and continue this game after the delay. And the Tom Sox were told to just stay in their vehicles, vacate the dugout, but stay in their vehicle. So at this point in time, we are in a 30-minute lightning delay and will return in about 30 minutes or so. Yes, there is lightning in the area as there was a pretty big strike about 30 seconds ago. So again, not sure if that means every lightning strike the counter will restart or how that will work. But at this point in time, the game will not resume for at least another 30 minutes. So it's looking like around a 9:35 resume time here. So at this point in time, we're looking to resume this game around 9:35. I will keep the stream going on the field so you can see what we are doing here to prevent as much of the rain from impacting the field as possible. However, there will not be any noise, so you'll just be hearing a silent stream. So if you want to go take a quick late night snack break, you can, or whatever you might want to do at this point in time. I know it's getting pretty late, and it being a Monday night, everybody's probably pretty tired here. But at this point in time, like I said, we will return in about 30 minutes. So I'll come on here. If you hear my voice, that's only to give updates. Otherwise, I will be back on when we resume, or no more. So at this point in time, I'm going to take a pause in a sideline break. However, the camera will continue to roll on the field, and you can potentially see any of the lightning strikes in the area and seeing the storm that is potentially rolling through very shortly. So I will be taking a break here for your Culpeper Cavaliers broadcast. Just wanted to hop on in here for the fans that are still listening and watching this game here. We are still in a lightning delay. The rain, it has started to drizzle here. I can see it briefly. Not sure if you're able to pick it up yet on the camera, but the rain is starting to come down a little bit heavier here at the Culpeper Cavaliers Stadium. So at this point in time, we are in a lightning delay and not a rain delay. Obviously, similar weather, but lightning is what was the cause of the delay at this point in time. So as I did state earlier, the clock will restart whenever there's a lightning strike until there's at least a 30-minute period without lightning in the area. So at this point in time, we are not sure what the outcome will be of tonight's game. As looking at the screen here, you can see on the camera that it has started to pick up in with the rain. So the rain is starting to come down here at Culpeper County High School. Just a little brief update for the Covington Lumberjacks score here. The Harrisonburg Turks did take a 3-1 lead going into the bottom half of the third inning, but the Covington Lumberjacks have been able to tie the game up here in the bottom half of the fourth inning at 3-3. With they see, as far as what Point Streak is telling me here, is that there are 2 outs with a runner on second base and still in the bottom half of the fourth inning. So at this point in time, the Covington Lumberjacks have come back to at least tie the game here against the Harrisonburg Turks. So we will see what the outcome is of that game, as well as the outcome is of this delay here with the rain now starting to pick up and the lightning still striking in the area. What the outcome will be. Again, not sure entirely how the playoff system and the seeding and all that will work with tomorrow, with playing the Covington Lumberjacks, because if they win this game, I believe that will put them on the season at 21-19. Whereas if we do win this game tonight, that will put us at 20-19. I believe, no, my apologies. They will be 20-19, as well as we will be 20-19 if we were to win this game and they were to win this game. So we'll see what the outcome is here when we return. So, just wanted to hop on here again for the viewers that are still sticking around here with us to figure out what is going to happen with tonight's game. As you can see now, the rain has definitely picked up and is coming down a lot harder. It seems like it's starting to puddle around first and third base here, which will definitely mean an end to the game if there's puddles that will start here. You can also see all the rain that is on the window that will show up on your screen here due to the camera. At this point in time, to give you a little update with the score for the Harrisonburg Turks Covington Lumberjacks matchup, the score is now 5-3 Harrisonburg Turks in the top half of the fifth inning. So at this point in time, the Harrisonburg Turks are leading the Covington Lumberjacks 5-3 in the later half of the game. So we'll see what the outcome is here. At this point in time, not looking too good here in Culpeper. As I continue to speak, the rain continues to pick up and just dump on the field here. The players from both sides are still here. Cavaliers being in the dugout, Charlottesville being in their cars. However, all the fans have probably gone home for tonight's game as they took the advice of going to their cars and just decided to go home. We'll see if they are able to return and action's able to return here. As I say that, there's another big lightning strike in the background. So at this point in time, we are still technically in a lightning delay. I will say at this point in time, it's looking like we're moving into a rain delay with it coming down pretty hard and starting to puddle there. So we will see what will continue to happen with tonight's game. As I stated earlier, the score is 6-2 Charlottesville here in the top of the seventh inning. However, if the game is canceled or postponed for tonight, with this also being one of the last games, doesn't look like they will make it up. They will just call it since they've met the requirements of at least 5 innings. And again, with how this works is that with the inning not being fully completed, we go back to what the score is at the end of the last completed inning, which in the end of 6 innings, the score was 2-1 Cavaliers. So if the game were to be called at this point in time, the Cavaliers will get the win due to weather. So at this point in time, the Cavaliers are hoping that the game is called and they are able to get this win under their belts. Whereas Charlottesville's looking to possibly play this out to get another win. They are locked in at the number 1 seed here. So at this point, this game is not as important to the Tom Sox as it is to the Cavaliers with seeding-wise. But obviously the Tom Sox do want to play a full game just like anyone wants to do. So at this point in time, I'm going to go back and take another break. Seems like the clock is continuously restarting at 30 minutes as another lightning strike goes across the sky, and the puddles continue to form in the corners of first and third base. There's a bigger puddle right now. You can somewhat see it in the right-hand corner of your eye in between the 2 fence post sections there. You can see it at the first base bag a little bit in front of it, right where the grass and the dirt meet. There is water starting to puddle up there. Rain is coming down sideways and heavy at this point in time. So at this point in time, not looking good for the Cavaliers to be able to finish this game. But we will see what the outcome is here shortly. I will come back to give you a little update soon when we return with the Culpeper Cavaliers broadcast. All right, so the official word has been given that tonight's game has been ended due to weather. As you can see, the weather the rain has continued to pick up. The puddles on the field has grown, as you can see on the video stream here. So with the game being called and the inning not finishing, that means that the Culpeper Cavaliers have won this game 2-1. So that will put them for the season with a 20-19 record. So at this point in time, that will put them in sole possession of third place, while the Covington Lumberjacks game continues in Covington, as they are currently in the bottom of the fifth inning, down 5-3. So we will see what happens there with that game. But at this point in time, this game here at Culpeper County High School is over. So that will wrap up the home season. That will wrap up the home season, regular season, I should say, for the Cavaliers baseball 2024 season here. Great second year by the Cavaliers. Obviously, they're looking to be able to bring some playoff games back here, but like I did state earlier, which I'll restate again right now quickly, is that what happens with the playoff setting is that we will play whoever is in first place will stay in, will have a bye, as the second and third place teams will play a one-game wild card game. And then whoever wins out of the wild card game will play against, at this point in time, it's the Charlottesville Tom Sox, which it will be the Charlottesville Tom Sox who will be starting the, shall I say, division championship. So there is potential that the Cavaliers can return to Culpeper County High School for some playoff action, but there is still a lot up in the air here. Like I said, we do need the Covington Lumberjacks to lose this second game here with the 5-3 score so far, and then the Cavaliers must win tomorrow's game. They must win tomorrow's game against Covington to be able to make it into the playoffs in the third seed. There's also a couple other possibilities for it to happen, whereas if the Covington Lumberjacks were to win tonight's game, that will even the record, that will put them at 20-19, as well as the Culpeper Cavaliers being with a record of 20-19. So if they do win tonight, whoever wins the game tomorrow will move on. However, if they were to lose this second game here tonight, they will. It depends on what happens tomorrow, because if the Cavaliers were to lose tomorrow's game, I believe that will even the record at 20-20, but the Cavaliers, and also tie the series score between the two of them at 4-4, and then what will happen there, with it being their tiebreaker at 4-4, it goes to what their record is against the number one seed. And with this win here tonight, the Cavaliers will have a record of 3-5 over the Charlottesville Tom Sox, whereas the Covington Lumberjacks have a 2-6 record. So a lot is riding on this outcome of tonight's game against with the Harrisonburg Turks and the Covington Lumberjacks. Obviously, the Cavaliers are looking for a loss by them to help their playoffs, but tomorrow's night is very, very tomorrow night's game is very, very important for both teams, as it will literally come down to that game to decide who gets the third seed in the South Division. So with that being said, and at this point, with the game being ended, with the score being 2-1 instead of it being 6-2, Tom Sox, that will allow Benji Tucker to get the win, and I believe that puts the Griesiak, either it was Griesiak or the loss should go to Stryker. So I guess that's what will be put in there by when it's finalized, as there needs to be some stuff switched around here. But Stryker should be the one that gets the loss for tonight's game. Benji Tucker will get the win, and Souza, for his first appearance on the mound, will get the save for tonight. So at this point in time, this will be the last broadcast for the 2024 season. I'm so glad that I was able to join the broadcast with Cameron for the past few games, and then to be able to take over for tonight's game. Unfortunately, it was cut short, but hopefully I'll have more time next year to be able to co-commentate with Cameron, and hopefully it'll be bigger and better things next year. But at this point in time, this will wrap up the 2024 season at home here at Culpeper County High School. So thank you so much for all the fans that have come out and supported us from afar online and have stuck with us throughout this whole summer. We greatly appreciate you and all the support that you give us here, both in the booth and especially the team. That's what really matters, is the team and the players and what they do for this county and for you as the fans. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the fans that are still here listening in to me ramble on. I appreciate it. I know it's late. It's just a little past 10 p.m. here, but I do appreciate you all joining me, and it was great to be able to announce you for this game here. So with that, I am signing off for the last time. Goodbye, and enjoy the rest of the summer, and hopefully you will be able to watch the Cavaliers in the playoffs. Have a great evening. Good night.